zone.
Leave us sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is objection. Question number 3.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of
the Leader of the Opposition, David
Thank you very much to the Prime Minister. Does he stand by all his statements on asset sales?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, my answer to the incoming leader is yes.
The Leader of the Opposition.
Does he stand by his response when asked to guarantee that no more than 10 to 15% of shares would end up in foreign hands? Said, yes, I spent my life starting in investment banking. I know how these things work. And why can't he guarantee this level of foreign ownership in the legislation?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, yes, I stand by that statement. I think it's important to understand actually when Labor were looking at hocking off subsidiary companies. Interesting enough, Trevor Mallard made this statement, Mr. Speaker. I hope that you can, although you've got to realise...
Order. I don't think in response to that question that's quite fair. The Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Has he now reconsidered this level of foreign ownership he spoke about, given the Treasury advice that, quote, significant participation by foreign investors will be essential to achieve the government's overall objectives?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
No, Mr. Speaker, because that advice was based on the sorts of issues that we were debating with the co-leader of the Greens, which was the Treasury's advice to maximise the price. What the government's made clear is it's going to put New Zealanders at the front of the queue, and I'm confident that as a result of that basis, 85 to 90% of the shares will be owned by New Zealanders.
The Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given the uncertainty in the global market, has Treasury revised its sale figure? And if not, how bad would global markets have to get before he decided it wasn't a good time to sell?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, well, firstly, no, I am not aware of any revision that they've had, nor would they really be in a position probably to do that, because they would need to assess the capital markets at the time that the particular companies were being brought to the exchange. But I would make the same point that I made again to Russell Norman yesterday, that if you have a look at the state of the financial markets around the world, in fact growth's been anaemic or very weak in many countries in recession. That hasn't actually stopped very successful floats over the last 4 years.
The Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Has he seen MED figures that show that private power prices are on a weighted average basis 13% higher than SOEs? And how long will it take SOEs, after he sells them, to increase their prices to those levels?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, firstly, we would reject that proposition. Secondly, we'd like to remind the Leader of the Opposition that under Labor, power prices went up 72%. Under National, they've gone up 14%. And I'll also refer the member to the Power Switch website, which shows a couple of things. That firstly, of the 21 companies that are listed, the 14 cheapest are actually privately held companies, and the 15th, I think, is a council-owned company. And the advice I've had is from May 2011 to April 2012, 422,256 customers have changed electricity retailers, which shows under a national government there's been a great desire to see choice and efficiency in the market.
Question number 4, Pesada Samlo Tuienga.